All right. Um, Definitely. Very, very good job. Thank you for that video. Let's see. I'm trying to think of any points to go over. So one thing that was definitely improved from last time I noticed was the hand shifts going from chord to chord. Big improvement there. There was no slow sliding up or down to a chord, so you definitely improved that big time. And yeah, just nothing really big to point out that was wrong. It seemed like anytime something needed to be corrected, you did that. So that's very, very good. Overall, fantastic job. So very good. So we got 3 new things we'll take a look at, and we're just going further with the upbeat, upstroke focus. So number one on the screen right now is going to be very similar to number 2 from last time. The big difference here is number 2 from last week, we had 2 eighth notes to begin with. So this time we're just doing the quarter note and then continuing on the same way. So what I'd like you to do here is when we get to each example here, so we're going to have 3 different rhythms, 3 different chord progressions as well. What I'd like you to do is see if you can count what the rhythm is before I explain it. So here's your chance to pause for number 1. Alright, I'm going to talk about it now. So let's see if you got it right. So we have, this is a cool thing about this program, I can highlight the beats. So there's beat number 1. Here's all of beat number 2, all of beat number 3, all of beat number 4. So the rhythm is the same every bar. So we'll just look at one bar here. So we got the 1 quarter note, so that's just plays on beat 1 and lasts the whole beat. And we have 2 eighth notes, we have 2 and then just like number 2 from last week, we are letting this chord carry over across the downbeat of beat number 3. So we're coming in on the upbeat of 3, and we got 4. So we have 1, 2, and 4. So the count is 1, 2, and 4. 1, 2, and 4. So we got a bit of string changes this time. Now, I don't remember if if I've had you do anything, or if you've demonstrated things where you're changing strings with the chords. But let's go over a couple things here. The main thing is the muting. So when you change strings, typically what I recommend and what I always do is using the thumb to go over the top of the neck, so this way it's barely touching that low E string. This way you can strum straight through that E string and you don't hear it. Now what some people do, if they have a very difficult time getting the thumb over the top, is they will use the index finger to go up underneath the E string, which is a perfectly legitimate way of muting when you go up to like the C5 and the D5 chord here. However, when it comes to playing an open A5, usually people are okay with getting the thumb up over here. So some thumb muting is fairly a necessity in terms of being able to play some stuff. One student of mine would do is she'd use her middle finger over the top here because she's got small hands. In fact, she just turned 17, I think. So she, had not fully grown adult hands yet when she started playing, so she kind of adapted to playing things that way. So middle finger over the top is another thing you can do. Now, an issue I have with that, even though that works, is it will prevent you from doing more things, such as holding a minor chord like this. So if you're used to always using the middle finger in this way to mute for the power chord, you're not going to be able to mute at all when you play a chord like this. So the index finger up under the E string is a good way to do it. But best thing, in my opinion, in order to have the most versatile riff library or lick library in your fingers, is get used to having that thumb over the top there. So anyway, now that we've covered that, let's demonstrate this sucker at 60 beats a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 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 4, done. And I go to 90 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 4, 1, 2, and 4, 1, 2, and 4, 1, 2, and oh my goodness. I tried to cough in time and I screwed it up. Take 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 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 4, done. And top speed to not go past 120. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 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 4, done. Right on to number 3. Number 2. Skipping ahead. Number 2. Alright, so different rhythm. So again, here is your chance to pause and see if you can figure it out before I explain it. And here we go. So I like to look at this in beat by beat sections or chunks, however you want to say it. So there's beat number 1. We got the 2/8 notes, so we know we're playing on 1 and. Here's all of beat number 2. We see the upbeat of 1, the chord that is played on the upbeat of 1, carries over across the downbeat of 2. So we are only playing on the upbeat of 2, so we just hit the and then we have quarter note, quarter note. So the rhythm we have, oh, stop it, guitar bro. Thank you. Okay, so again, the rhythm we have 1 and 3, 4. 1 and 3, 4. Here we go. 60 beats a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 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 3, 4. Done. Now, I'm not sure. I don't remember how or if I've even seen you do this, but for like an open 5th chord like this, highly recommend getting used to using your index finger to just bar straight across. Just wanted to bring that up because I know a lot of people will just like use their 3rd and 4th finger like this, and you can. There could be valid applications for doing that. Some people may bar with their middle finger to kind of go in between things like this, and again, you can, but there will be some things like maybe things like that to where you wouldn't be able to do if you were always using your middle finger here or even doing this. So kind of in my experience, it seems like overall, in order to have the most versatile, or versatile, however you want to pronounce it, I don't know why I pronounce it that way. Anyway, it just seems to be the better thing to do to allow for more stuff to get used to barring with that index finger for the open power chords. So, you might already be doing that. I don't remember. Here you go with 90 beats a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 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 3, 4. And 120. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 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 3, 4. Done. And now number 3 for real. Okay. Time to pause and figure it out. And here we go. So, beats 1 and 2, quarter notes. Beat 3, we have the 2/8 notes, the upbeat, or the up strum, that happens on the upbeat of 3, carries over across the downbeat of 4. So we have the upstroke, or up strum, on the upbeat of 4. So you got to have your upstroke happen, and then when you go to the next downstroke, that's when the chord change happens. So this can be a bit tricky for some people. So that might be something to focus on, is you hit the upstroke with the last chord here, and then downstroke into the new chord. So if need be, just working on something like, just kind of practicing that. Just upstroke the A, upstroke the A5, and downstroke the C5, and just kind of focus on that, or on any of the transitions. Like, I must go check on the oven. I don't want to have something burning. One moment, please. This is going to be a dumb part of the video. I thought I had more time. Sorry about that. I guess I was writing the material out longer than I thought. I thought I had it timed so I would be done making this and then the oven would be ready. But anyway, so yeah, I was saying any of the transition parts. So basically the last chord of each bar going into the first chord of the next bar. Anytime you feel like you have trouble with that kind of transition, just focus on that. So just covered that a second ago. And then you can work on this if you need be, and you're just kind of, because that could be a problematic part for some people. And you also may want to work on going from the E5 down to the A5. So I can't highlight here, hang on, I can't highlight this chord going into this chord on the repeat, but it's the same chord at the end, so this should suffice, hopefully. So you can work on that too, just kind of single out, just kind of get used to upstroke the E5, downstroke the A5 there. So yeah, just anytime, this is important here, just going over something like this, because what I want to do is help you understand what needs to happen, or what you can do when difficult spots show up in the stuff that you practice, the things that you learn. Because knowing how to troubleshoot this stuff is something that's going to make guitar life way easier for you. Because problems will occur, Very difficult things are going to happen. Knowing how to tackle them, that's going to make things much easier. So, if you have any questions with that, definitely let me know. And so the rhythm, I didn't count that yet. I don't think I did. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 60 beats a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 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 done. 90 beats a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 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 done. Here we go with 120. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 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 done. All right. Just trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to mention with this stuff. I can't think of anything. But if you have any questions for me regarding this stuff, definitely let me know. And I will plan on seeing you again Tuesday, 1 week from today, at 5:30. All right. Talk to you soon.